everybody, to another episode of Casually Kicking It. I'm Ed. You're here with Tom, Matt, wherever he went. Before we continue with the show, make sure to remember to follow us on all social media platforms. That's Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Give us a review on iTunes, Spotify, wherever you're listening to us on. You can watch us on YouTube. Obviously, if you're watching us now, give us a review. Let us know what you think. And thanks again for listening. We really do appreciate you guys listening. We appreciate the support. So without further ado, let's get the show started. Let's see who's starting it today. Roll.
I think we should let Matt.
My man said we're gonna say it for another episode, bro.
Oh, go ahead, Nate. Toss it to Nate.
Okay. All right.
He said it before we started, so I'm just All
right.
My cheesecake.
All right. So I got a couple things. I'm gonna try to be as organized. I guess I'll start off as far as like movie wise. Like with Marvel. I know that they're trying to they're doing the Thor 4, like Love and Thunder. You know about how they're gonna be bringing in Jane Foster as the new Thor.
Yeah.
So like supposed to be the same that like Chris Hemsworth ain't really happy about it because he feels that like Thor just got to like the BA level after Thor Ragnarok and everything. He's like the guy, and now that they're ready to switch him up. So I guess he's not too happy about like, having to pass the hammer, which I can understand though.
Wait a minute. He had a whole when they announced this, them doing that, he ain't say nothing then. Why wait till now?
He did. That's why this sounds a little funny because he was 100 with it. He thought it was a great idea. So I don't know where this news is coming from because
that's what I'm saying.
He was totally supportive of the female Thor, 100%, and that was at I think last year's Comic-Con, was it that they announced it?
But the thing is, at first I think he might have thought that they were going because both of them in the comic books, both of them exist. You have female Thor and then you have Odin's son. Like you still have both of them in the same universe, so it's not like one replaces the other. But when we're talking about the movies, that's a different thing though.
Yeah, well, they talked about it on the they had a panel and he was very supportive of it. He knows that he knew at that time that he was going to be part of the movie and that it was shifting to her.
Yeah, but that's like on the panel. Of course, you want to be be supportive going forward. But he said that. Yeah, but the thing is, he feels that like the first two Thors were like, but he said like once Thor 3 and the director Waititi, got his hands on it, we can all agree like Thor went to a whole nother level. He became like the baddest Avenger. I mean, like in Thor Ragnarok, and then when it came to Infinity War, he was that dude. I mean, like he was the baddest guy and all that. So it seems like now that he's reaching his peak, we're about to pass him over. We're about to pass it over to Jane Foster.
I don't know, man. It sounds kind of fishy. Where did this come from, by the way?
I was reading it on IGN and a couple other sites.
That's kind of funny. Because I wouldn't see him doing that because it's like I don't know. It would be bad publicity on his part, and I think he's a smart person not to do that.
I mean, that's like
they should still let him do his own Thor movies. There's like Thor the Unworthy. There's a whole storyline that goes without the female Thor. Like I said, they can just do their own things.
I mean, they could have just had him join the Guardians.
They're gonna do that for one movie, though.
I'm saying, but it's something they could have he could join because originally Tony Stark joins the Guardians of the Galaxy. But since Tony's dead now, you can just flip up the character, just throw.
Spoiler alert! Well, dang, homie, how are you gonna spoil that Tony's dead?
If you didn't see Avengers Endgame, calm down. If you didn't see Avengers. Anyways, moving forward.
At the end of the movie, Thor went with the Guardians.
Yeah, he should just stay with them.
So my thing is how is he going to get the hammer? Give her the hammer or something if supposedly.
Because Cap is gone, so Cap originally was the one who was holding the hammer, anyways. So just give it to her. Thor still has it. Thor has both of them. So he'll just give her the hammer. He'll keep the axe.
You got to figure out how they're gonna do that because at the end of Endgame, Cap goes back in time, drops off all the stones, including the hammer.
I've got the hammer. I've got the hammer.
You got to see how that goes, but I guess
you can't just go back and get it. You can't go back and just go get his own hammer.
So wait, hold on. Wait, if he goes back in time, there's gonna be 2 Mjolnirs.
No, because remember, Hela destroyed one. That's why he went back in time. He grabbed the other hammer because it was destroyed by the time Infinity War came out.
Yeah.
Remember, Thor Ragnarok happened before Thanos came. He didn't have.
But Asgard was destroyed, right?
Yeah, he did. Yeah, Asgard was destroyed.
Where would he take it?
He would have went back in time when Asgard was still around and dropped off the hammer. They took the hammer from the time of Thor 2 when the Dark Elves were attacking.
Yeah.
Yeah, those little elves.
Yeah.
Yes.
So. Yeah. Oh, and I found out. I know we talked about this for a while though about how they've been trying to phase out the Hulk, which they're kind of doing to Superman today.
Right.
So I don't know. I found out why Hulk never got his own movie. I guess I may be late to the party, but apparently
they bought back Hulk to Disney. I mean, Marvel bought back Hulk's rights.
They don't have all the rights. Universal is preventing MCU from doing a Hulk standalone movie. So they could. That's why the Hulk is always featured in everybody else's movie. The Hulk is not gonna get his own standalone movie until Universal gives it the green light. They did kind of like what they let the Hulk be shared, but they didn't let MCU do a full Hulk movie like what Sony did with Marvel and Spider-Man.
I read something that they did. They sold back the rights. I
also read that too, but I don't know if it was all the rights because I know Universal still holds that something like that. It's really awkward the wording in it, but Universal does own something with the Hulk.
Yeah, they have let's put it like this: as long as Universal has the Hulk ride, they're not gonna give up the Hulk.
Well, I know for a fact that Universal can't. Well, they're supposedly not supposed to. Have the characters look like what they look like in the movies. They have to look like what they did in the comic books. Yeah, that's like I think one of the wordings in the contract. But
which is true. I mean the Hulk ride it has all the comic-y images and things of that sort.
When they bought it.
Yeah.
So, but
I mean, if Universal doesn't do a Hulk movie, it has to be like the one they did from the second and the first movie. They have to pick either one between those two. Yeah.
Who was your favorite Bruce Banner?
Ed Norton.
I like Mark Ruffalo.
I like Edward Norton. I did too.
Edward Norton apparently was like the most difficult one to work with.
Well, that's fine, but he's still the best Bruce Banner.
Yeah,
I mean,
he was the best Bruce Banner to me. Mark Ruffalo to me was a little too like,
He was just there.
Yeah,
he was just there. To me, he was just
a throw
there.
in. He was a throw in.
Just there.
Yeah, he was a throw in.
Whatever. Speaking of, okay, keep it really quick on Marvel. Somebody who's not necessarily happy with them is Anthony Mackie, aka Falcon.
Oh yeah, I saw something about this. Didn't read up on it, but I saw something.
Yeah, so he said that he feels like there's not enough diversity in the production part of Marvel movies because he feels like no one really used a lot of black directors, producers until Black Panther. It's like, we're going to let you have this one movie and then go back to everything else. Like he said, it should have been black and white, Spanish, Asian. It should have been diverse on every set. You shouldn't have to wait for all black movie to have all black directors, producers, and creators. You know, like the same thing like when they come out with the Shang-Chi movie. You know, there's going to be like Marvel's big first Asian superhero where you're going to have all Asian directors and producers. You know, he feels like that's kind of being a little racist or what's the word, like affirmative action kind of deal. You know, he's like, you wait till you have a movie of that ethnicity use writers and directors of that nationality. It's like kind of defeating the purpose.
Well, I mean, kind of see it the same thing as like, you know, it took George Floyd to like get a movement going on here. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, I look at it like you can only speak on if you know their ethnicity. Asian people can only, black people can only write about black people. White people can only write about white people. So Asian people would only write about Asian people. To me, it's just fair. I couldn't see me watching a martial arts film and it's not written by somebody Asian because I don't know their culture. You know, you would have to know their culture to write about something about that. You know what I'm saying?
I disagree on that one just a little bit because of the fact that yes, you have to be that culture, but there could be people that are educated in that culture that are not the same race, and they're actually more educated than the race itself. I mean, I know there's historians that know so much Hispanic background that I don't even know, and majority of them are white. So
it's a respect thing, dude. It's just out of respect, you know.
Just the history. I think it's more. Yeah, I can see the respect thing, but I think the thing is what he's getting at is that even though, like, yeah, Black Panther came and you're pushing all black actors, and then this other one that's coming, all Asian actors. That should have never started. It always should have been mixed. It always should have been, you know, and that's where I think that's what his point should have been. I think is going to. I mean, now all of a sudden, you know, everybody's making a fuss about stuff, but it should have been even Steven throughout the whole Marvel universe, and they didn't do that.
Well, I mean, like if you think about all these comic books that were written, they didn't. Stanley wrote these comic books, and they were just white people, black people. He didn't put Asian people for the most part. So it's like people, they saw what they saw, and they just followed that pattern. Somebody, like I said, people didn't think outside the box until somebody had to lose their life to get everybody to understand that, you know, that everybody should matter. So that's just probably how they looked at it. You know, they just stuck to the pattern that was presented in front of them instead of thinking outside the box. You know, sometimes some people will think outside the box, you know, but it just, you know, you most only see Asian people in martial arts films. You know, Crazy Asian Love or whatever that movie was called was the only time that I see a movie come out of its normal pattern of being a martial arts film, and it was actually like a regular Americanized love movie. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So like, it's just a respect thing. Like I can't speak on somebody, even if I know the history of that culture, I would just respectfully like, this is y'all thing, this is y'all culture. Let y'all do y'all thing, so that way nobody can be wrong. They were mad at the dude who did what's his name that did he added Bruce Lee in his film. He got heat for it by Bruce Lee's daughter.
Yeah, because they put
Quentin Tarantino.
He got heat in the movie
the wrong way. That's why.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. You get heat for using. You are not that ethnicity. You should have asked his daughter, hey, or somebody who knew Bruce Lee. How was he as a person? As opposed to
that's not the only film that portrayed Bruce Lee like that either, though.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. A lot of movies are getting heat because of that. It's just out of respect.
Okay, but if you go by the family, you got to think about if there's going to be biasness.
Correct.
You know, what if Bruce Lee really was a bit of a jerk, and the family knew it, but they didn't want to dishonor the family or anything like that? Yet somebody
disparaged his name. You know, I understand what you're saying.
Yeah,
but it's a double-sided story. That's why you don't. That's me personally. That's why you don't do movies based on people that's dead, because they can't defend themselves. They can't tell you how it went down. Michael Jordan did his while he's still alive because he wanted people to know the truth. You know, so you can't. To me, you can't do stories about people who dead, like Aaron Hernandez and all this stuff. You can't do that because people are gonna be biased and they're gonna have their own opinion. They may have hated that dude in the end, and just say he was a dick. He was a dick either way, regardless of what they're gonna say. It's to me. That's why I don't watch these movies about biopics, because if they're not allowed to tell their version of it, it makes people look bad, and people are going to turn around and be like, "Oh, that's wrong. He wasn't like that."
Yeah, but I think it's all up to the person that's watching it. Like, I think, to me, I understand people are going to be biased no matter what. It doesn't matter what it's the same thing with the P word. I don't want to bring that in, but they're so biased. But my thing is it's all about how, I mean, this is maybe off script, but you know how me and Ed always say, like, you'll say, hey, this was a good movie, but me and Ed always say, yo, we gotta go see it because I'm my own critic.
Yeah.
So I understand what you're saying, to be honest, but I also think the people that are watching it and how they understand it is also a big, big side of it.
Mm-hmm. But like I said, if you go to see the movie and they portray the person one way, and then you turn around and they wasn't portrayed that way, now you're conflicted. You don't know who to believe.
Yeah.
But if they continue
biographies.
if they continue perceiving that person the same way, and yet the only one who's combating it is the family member, of course, as a family member, you're always going to have your dad or your mom's back and say how good of a person they were. But in other people's eyes, the 95% of people, I'm just saying.
They're seeing it as well, because remember, they're not seeing him as a movie actor. They're seeing him as his father. They're seeing him outside of the world that he was in. So they probably only seen that part of that life. They didn't see him when he was on film or doing all these different things. So that's why they feel that way. You know what I'm saying? Maybe they weren't there when he was working. Maybe he was, a bad person in there. But that's how that's how they're looking at it, because you're portraying the person like he was a dick, and he probably wasn't.
He was like water, bro. He was like water, like
yeah, and he probably like the way he talked didn't make it seem like that. But the talking jab is big game in here.
All right, but look, if I'm playing devil's advocate, I'm pretty sure a lot of us have seen IP Man.
Yes.
And even in IP Man, and like the last two of them that came out, that's an Asian kung fu movie, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right, we can agree. So how is it that even in that movie, again playing devil's advocate, Bruce Lee wasn't portrayed all that, like a very.
But did you see the last one?
It showed that he was kind of arrogant and cocky since he was like a young kid, and then again as a teenager. Maybe it took a long time for him to like really cool down or whatever, but it just seemed like even in kung fu movies that he kind of seemed that way.
But we get on this Bruce Lee track anyways? We lost track. We got onto Bruce Lee all of a sudden.
We were talking about
like I'm a Bruce Lee super fan, to be honest. I know a lot about him. But the thing is like some of that is a little bit correct, because on how he disobeyed the original martial arts folks, they wanted to keep the secret of kung fu, but then that's when he went to go make his own type, and that's coming off as a little bit of some arrogance to me. It's like, hey,
Well, the movies, most movies they portray him doing that. You know what I'm saying? But like, yeah, we are as a young age, we are arrogant. We think we're, especially when nobody can beat us. But maybe as he got older and he, and then I think the WWE version, he went against somebody which made him open his eyes and like, okay, I got to change my ways. So I don't know. Like I
bring that up. WWE.
Yeah, I know it was a horrible movie, but maybe somewhere so far that might have been true. I don't know.
Anyways, let's get off of Bruce Lee. Anything else we got? Because we just lost track. Yeah, we went way off.
All right, really quick. Okay, I want to switch it over to DC really quick. One quick topic. I found out that I know Ed may be involved because they're coming out with a brand new Harley Quinn series.
Ed, you were involved in this, Ed?
Yeah.
It's a new Harley Quinn series. It's called Black, White, and Red. And those are the only three colors that's going to be used in a comic book series. A lot of it looks like black and gray wash. And
it's like that movie. What is that movie? That one movie?
Sin City.
The comic book is going to be like that, a little more gray wash.
Oh, I like that.
Highlights. And I saw the artwork. It looks amazing. Like I might need to get the first issue of this.
Oh, is that a comic book? Because I know that they're having there's a series coming to HBO Max with Harley Quinn as well.
Well, this is a straight up comic book. It's called Black, White, and Red. Like I wrote down, like, oh, this is gonna be a good one.
Is it one of those big ones? Like remember those Batman ones that Ed used to get? What are the ones that used to get, Ed? The
graphic
owls,
novels?
Cool
graphic novels.
Honestly, they just said it's a new series. I don't know if it's going to be a mini series Or not, but
See, usually with those, they usually come out in smaller issues, and then later, they put them all together into a bigger.
It is funny because Ed is wearing a Harley Quinn shirt too right now, and I just noticed.
I didn't even notice.
Yeah,
Ed's got something to do with it, bro.
Hey, I got something to do with it. Sneaky.
Yeah, but keeping it on DC. I know we forgot to talk about it before, but the big rumor about supposedly Warner Brothers in talks with none other than Michael Keaton, the best Batman. You know, maybe possibly.
That's debatable.
See, here's the thing.
That's debatable.
Okay, so supposedly the talks is that it's not official, but it's really looking possible because it's getting a lot of traction. So there's the upcoming Flash movie. I believe it's the Flashpoint Paradox where he goes back in time.
Yeah.
And they're trying to bring in Michael Keaton to portray the original Batman. And it may not just be for that one movie. They're going to probably keep Michael Keaton as an older Bruce Wayne.
I was going to ask you for Batman Beyond.
Rumor has it that it is a possibility for Batman Beyond, but he'll be training a female, which I think is pretty dope.
It may start off as a
girl. Him being the older Batman training a younger.
So Batman Beyond would not be a guy; it's gonna be a female.
No, we don't know. It's starting off with a Batgirl. Depending on how good this goes, they can potentially just keep it going because they said it's not just for one movie. They're talking about a multiple movie deal
and
with
multiverses too. They're gonna introduce multiverses. Another thing is that I would love to get really excited about this news, but it's still in talks. And then as of yesterday, talks kind of are flat right now, and they have a backup plan in case Keaton doesn't accept that they're gonna go after Bale. Christian Bale. Yeah.
I wouldn't mind that either.
I don't know. Here to do.
Because see, the whole problem is that if you have Keaton as Batman, I don't think they're gonna have him put on the suit. It's more gonna be of a mentor side.
Yeah, the suit. He's gonna put an actual like regular suit, not the Batman suit.
Yeah. That's fine. Yeah, I don't need to see him in the Batman suit.
I don't think he's gonna be wearing the cape and cap.
Harley turning his neck left and right. He can't turn his neck left and right. He got to turn his whole body.
He wouldn't be wearing that '89 suit, man.
Yeah, how you know, dog? You might have to turn the whole suit around, dog. You never know, dog.
Michael Keaton didn't do bad as the Vulture when he took on Spider-Man. And today's
that was all CGI. That was all CGI, bro. He didn't have.
It don't matter. CGI made him look good. It was like, yo.
Damn. You sound like a hater, bro.
Hating over there, man.
Man, whatever, man.
Hate.
Yeah, so I mean, I saw everybody got hyped about it, and I don't know, man. I love the news, but I'm gonna reserve my feelings.
You know why? Because it's Warner Brothers, bro. It's Warner Brothers. Who wants to work for Warner Brothers anymore, guy? It's ridiculous.
Because another rumor is that Keaton wants what's his name to film the movie. The gentleman who
Tim Burton.
He wants Tim Burton to do the film.
I want that too. What's wrong with that?
Oh, I don't know. I'm just saying. Warner Brothers probably like, well, we don't want to go in that direction.
We want to use the guy. We want to use the guy that's doing the Batman movie.
So that's where Matt's argument comes in. Where Warner Brothers comes in and is like, well, we weren't thinking about Tim Burton.
Matt's favorite Batman was Val Kilmer.
You sleep?
No, it's George Clooney.
George Clooney, that was his favorite.
Wow,
with the nipple suit.
You guys are funny. Adam West was my favorite, dog. Get the bat spray, son.
Whatever, dude.
The Batman with eyebrows?
Yeah,
the Batman with eyebrows. That was my favorite too. Well, that's
Bro,
Batman.
Adam West. You weren't even born to see Adam West.
I saw the reruns. That was good enough.
He saw the reruns.
Man,
I saw the reruns. I was enough.
All right. So what else, man? We're closing the chapter on Michael Keaton there.
Man, I don't know how much time we got, man, because I got another topic, man. I got another can of worms.
Go ahead and hit it up, man. Next one.
I wanted to as far as TV shows, has anybody seen The Last Kingdom?
Yes, I started it like about 2 years ago when the first season started.
With the, I'm in like season 4, man. This thing is like, I honestly, I kind of like it a little more than Game of Thrones.
I thought it was better than Game of Thrones. I don't think it's as violent as Game of Thrones, but it's there. It's close.
It has all the fighting, the story, plots, twists, and everything. And yo, man, I think this dude Utrecht could take Jon Snow.
Utrecht, yeah, he's a Dane.
I seriously, I think Tom would definitely like it.
If you liked Game of Thrones, you will like The Last Kingdom.
This is what Vikings and English fighting each other and everything, man. It's like, bro.
Ain't no dragons, I'm out. No dragons, I'm out, bro.
Yeah, we know.
Here we go.
No dragons, bro.
Yes, The Last Kingdom is worthy of a watch on Netflix.
Yeah,
it's only on Netflix. It took so long for season 2 to drop, man. I waited so long for season 2, and then I waited a very long time for season 3. Fellas, we got 10 minutes left, guys. So what else?
The one I saw was with Henry Cavill is The Witcher.
The Witcher,
yeah.
The
Witcher. They already did season 2.
Yeah, that was good. I thought it was pretty good.
I think The Last Kingdom is better than The Witcher, though. Hands down.
Oh, well, then I gotta start getting into that then.
Yeah.
Bro, Tom, I know Tom likes the Viking, the Norse mythology. Yo, it's
that's up your alley.
It's like Game of Thrones mixed with Braveheart.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm sold.
It's there, man. I'm telling you, just the first episode, man. That's all it takes, and it goes a lot faster than Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones, the first season, there was a little slower pace, more development, but Last Kingdom goes at a good, steady pace, bro.
Okay.
Yes.
I'll get on it.
Definitely.
We didn't give a shout out to Vince Carter, man. He retired, dog. So let's go ahead and get it out of the way. Retired.
Yay, Vinsanity.
He didn't get to play a whole season, but he played enough, I guess.
One of the few basketball players that was in a basketball game on the Nintendo 64, was it, right? Nintendo 64? NBA Live?
Was he? I don't know.
I think so.
He was on the Raptors, yeah.
I know Vince was one of my favorite players, man. I still got his rookie card. I must have had about 6 different Vince Carter jerseys, man. I mean, like, I had his Olympic, his high school. I had the Toronto. I had New Jersey, Orlando. I think I also had his McDonald's one.
Hey, I just said he could have been the longest running video game, but Undertaker could probably take his throne. Undertaker's been on video games since like arcade days.
Oh yeah.
Oh man, I forgot all about that.
WWE arcade.
Yeah, man.
And Undertaker.
The last of the Mohicans, man. Those are like the ancient.
Is that it, guys? What else you guys got?
Man, but I was just thinking.
I wanted to talk about sports, man, but I don't know if we're gonna have enough time.
We got 7 minutes. I'll throw in something real quick. So AMC theaters is gonna hold back their opening now due to the fact that Tenet and Mulan have moved back their scheduled dates as well. So AMC theaters, I don't know if like Selmar or Cinemark or other theaters are going to do the same thing, follow suit. But as of right now, AMC is going to hold back on their opening. So yeah, man.
They said that, but they really meant to say because of the COVID and people won't stay home and take care of themselves. That's probably why they're like, yeah, we're not going to open up because you guys don't know how to act.
Because nobody's wearing masks. Nobody wants to follow rules, right, Matt?
Yeah, I mean, that was the topic I want to talk about. Leave it alone.
You got 6 minutes. You got 6 minutes.
Yo, go ahead at it,
Go ahead, man. The book is open, homie.
All right. So, y'all, for those who listen, they know where I work at. This is the only theme park that's open right now. Well, I ain't gonna say that. It's the other theme park's open. Yeah. But they went through all this work to get them open so you guys can come and enjoy the park. And if you're not gonna follow the rules, don't come. It's just that simple, bro. Like, you have to wear the mask when you walk in the building, when you get on the ride, and when you get off the ride. So, with that rule being said, there's reasons why you'll see if you ever come to the park and there's an empty car going by you, or empty train going by. If you want to know why, it's because people taking their mask off during the ride. So when you get off the ride, we have to disinfect the vehicle and send it empty, just so that way we make sure the car is not infected because you don't know how to keep your mask on. I had to tell this dude the other day, I'm like, bro, now I got to clean the car out because you took your mask off. And then he puts the mask on after that. It's too late now. The car's infected. You know what I'm saying? We don't know if you have it. Like, people are coughing. People are giving that short middle finger in to team members for doing their job and making sure they can stay. People don't want to come to work because y'all don't know how to act.
I have a quick question, real
Go
quick,
for it.
Matt. Only because I want to go back, but I understand wearing the mask. Like, are they still expected to wear it while the ride's going? Like with the rock and roller coaster?
Yes. That's what I'm saying. You have to sit in the
isn't
car.
But I'm just saying though, like if you're on a roller coaster and that thing is flying like 60 miles an hour and all that, it's probably do they consider?
Oh no, what happened? We're having some technical problems here. Sorry, guys. We're having some technical problems.
I'm just saying, some people have like the makeshift, make at home mask, and if you go on a rock and roller coaster or the Mummy, which goes in reverse, you know those things could fly off, man.
They were still talking.
Yeah, we had a little technical glitch there. Sorry, guys.
Yeah. And all you gotta do is do this while you're on the ride.
Here's the thing, man. Here's the thing. If you don't want to wear a mask while you're in a theme park, don't go to the theme park, bro. And I know everyone's like, well, I have the right to go to wherever I want to go. That's fine. Then you got to abide by the rules of the company because you're on their property. You're no longer on your property, on county property. You're in Universal or SeaWorld. You're on their property that they own, and they can tell you what to do and what not to do.
Yo, I think people get that rule of infringing on my rights and stuff. They get that wrong, dude. That stuff only works when you're at home. It does not work out in public places. I think people get that mixed up. They take what they want out of it and they try to use it. Infringement of your rights is something that affects you, but at your home, in a sense. I mean, I understand there's certain other places too, but if you're going on property that's private property that belongs to somebody else, your rules don't matter no more.
No.
And people need to get that across their mind. Like, when you come to these theme parks, bro, I understand it's hot. I've seen people pass out because it's hot. You know what I'm saying?
It's a commitment if you want to go to a theme park right now. So think about it. You're gonna take your 6-year-old to make sure that he's wearing a mask the whole time. Come on, man. Think about it.
And get a mask that fits the kid, bro.
You got I've seen that too.
But it's not rocket science, though. You know for a fact that kid is not gonna leave that mask on.
Nah, man. Day. Nah, yeah, come on.
It's not rocket you gotta duct tape it to their head, yo.
But then it's the excuse, yo. I spent money on this vacation. I wanted to come out and get out of home. You know, being at home, you know, I'm locked up. Hey, listen, this is the world we live in now, buddy.
Yep.
That's the world we live in now.
This is like people that, you know, we were talking about secondhand smoking kills people. This is worse. You need to put this on a higher level, at the same level of secondhand smoking, dude. That affects everybody else.
Listen, if you have employees that are afraid to come to work, because of catching the virus, because people aren't following the rules, then, you know, if you want to go to a theme park and you want to leave your house, I would follow the rules, because if not, then they're gonna have to close again. Because they don't have employees to work.
But the thing to me is like, okay, so you know that these people are putting themselves on the line, meaning you, Matt, like worker-wise, and you can't just be precautious of them and show the respect that you need to in order to keep them entertained. Because
there's no respect anymore.
You know what I mean?
There's no respect anymore.
I mean, I'm at this point now, dude. I'm at this point. You take your mask off while it's on the ride. Hey, you catch your dog. Don't blame nobody else but yourself, because we already told you. I mean, I'm done. It's 2020, dude. It's time to be responsible for your own actions, dude. You put your life in your own hands when you walked out that door and said I wasn't gonna walk out. Now, I ain't gonna lie. When this first whole COVID thing started, I wasn't wearing a mask when I was going out, but I still kept my 6 feet. And they wasn't mandating you to wear a mask. They said, I suggest you wear a mask when you go out. Now they're mandating you to go out and wear a mask. You see what I'm saying? And if you don't want to start wearing masks, I think they need to give you a fine of $200, put you in a ticket like a traffic ticket. $200, you ain't gonna wear no daggone mask. That'll shut everybody down.
All right. Well, listen. We got less than a minute left, less
okay.
than that.
I ain't gonna go on a rant, but I'm sorry.
Thanks, guys, again for listening to the show. We ran out of time. We'll be back next time. Peace.
Subscribe.